What's up, everybody? Welcome to Among the Fins. My name is Aaron. Today we're checking out the new album I.O. by the band 1056. You guys are gonna have to bear with me a little bit here because I bit my tongue a couple days ago and there's a lot of blood, a lot of crying, and I might be making weirder faces or drooling a little bit more than normal throughout this video. So yeah, just bear with me. This is the sophomore record from the French deathcore band. It was originally the side project of Aaron Metz, who is the frontman of Betraying the Martyrs. He started this in 2020 when he said he wanted to make something really heavy and dark and like stupid heavy. That's a direct quote, by the way. And in 2021, he ended up leaving Betraying the Martyrs and focused on 1056 fully. He got the name from the police code 1056, which means to unalive yourself or attempt to in specific ways. You guys can Google it. I don't want to go into it here because then I get in trouble with YouTube and all that stuff. But right away, it already is quite a bit darker than Betraying the Martyrs. Their debut album, which came out in 2023, was titled Downer, and it's actually the name that Aaron wanted to name 1056 originally, but I guess there's already like a hip-hop guy or rapper or something like that with the same name in his country, so he ended up going with 1056, and the album was well received. I wouldn't really call it a debut album, though. It's basically just a combination of their previous two EPs just smashed together with two new songs, and one of those new songs is actually a reimagining of a song that was already on the EP, so like two new songs. So personally, I would consider I.O. to be their debut album, as it was first written to be an LP, and they also released their first single for this album titled Good Morning, which seems to be a continuation of the song Diazepam, which is off of Downers Part 1. It could be off of Downers Part 2, but either way, it's off of the album Downers. The protagonist is now suffering from withdrawals, and he's struggling very badly with anxiety and also generalized anxiety. And anybody who's suffered from a benzo withdrawal such as diazepam or even Xanax totally relates to the lyrics. Oh God, please help me, get me out of here. And Good Morning also shows that the production on this record is going to be a little bit cleaner. It's not quite as raw, a little bit more compressed. It's in favor of the vocals and the drums, and the constant stop and go structure within this song makes it feel even more chaotic than it already is. The main issue that I really have, not just in the song, but in the entire album, is that you don't really get too many chances to hear individual instruments all that much. I mean, they are there. You can hear you can hear stuff, but it's not like you get like a really cool riff or really fat bass line too often. And that's something that's really prominent throughout this entire album. And the second single they released, ICU, leans even further into their synth sound. It starts off with these whispered, kind of quiet vocals in the intro, and the verses have a hip-hop rap quality to them, which honestly I didn't really care all that much for. I mean, it's not bad, but it's okay. It's okay. I did enjoy the way they always like found a different direction to get to the hook, so you didn't really know it was coming. I really did enjoy that aspect of it, and they do get a huge, like a lot of build-up support from the industrial sounds that they implement within it as well. Earwing was the third single they released, and on another note, I feel like this is probably the best single of 2025. The dissonance goes super hard. It reminds me a lot of like a Darko US song where you do actually get to hear a little bit more of the instruments in there. The lyrics are pretty brutal by calling out all the haters without being cringy, which is really hard to do. Just ask Attila. The breakdown is very unique and it finishes the song off beautifully. The same could be said for the opening track, Doormat, which is another one of the best songs on this record. It has a little bit more of like a hardcore vibe to it. You also get the nasty riff going into verse 2. It really adds a lot of aggression. It's one of the few times you really just get to hear the guitar, but honestly, if we're gonna get right down to it, the outro is what will actually end up ripping your face off. Then we have Pig, which goes back to the rap style again, mostly in the verses. The chorus is basically as angry and pissed off as you could possibly be, and the vocal performance is insane as you could really hear the emotions of all this anger coming out as he's basically, I believe he's singing about being abused as a child. I know that he said that this is about a family member who he's close to, but at the same time very distant, and he just got really pissed off thinking about it one day and wrote a song about it. And this is basically it. Then we have the song Pity, F word, FCK. I'm not going to say it because YouTube doesn't like it when you say the F words. So I'm going to censor myself because this is a family channel after all. Can't you tell by the music we're talking about? The vocals give it even more of an industrial electronic kind of aspect, which I didn't like at first. But then the more I listened to it, I absolutely loved it. The first time I heard the single, I stuck my nose up and walked away because I was not feeling it. But hearing it in the context of the entire album, it's pretty dope. It's about being led on in a relationship, and it sounds like he was manipulated and gaslit and cheated on, all the bad things pretty much. And then we have I Know Where You Sleep, which plays out kind of like a horror movie, honestly. It's only like a minute and a half long, and they don't get too deep into it, so it's not like a brutal death metal kind of thing. But it is fun, and it is, yeah, it kind of progresses the story a little bit. It makes you wonder what's really happening. Snapneck gets a little vulnerable with the lyrics where he's talking about struggling with intrusive thoughts and anxiety and how his thoughts are just so overbearing, which is a huge theme within all of these songs, whether he's talking about himself or he's talking about the protagonist within the story, or maybe it's the same person. I can't get enough of the clean vocals. They are so good. I mean, this is my favorite song on the album right here. This song is it, because you get everything in this album that is good. Not everything in this album is good, but it takes all the good things and mashes it into one song, and the flow of the song and the transitions are just perfect. And then there's like this funny infomercial thing called Life is a Chore.mov, and I can honestly listen to this over and over again. It is so funny. I never got tired of hearing this, and just the way it's so clever. It's so well done. And the same could be said with the song Friends, which like it kind of shows the scene of like an interrogation with it's got some more rapping in it. The beat's pretty sick, but honestly I like just the scene it sets. It's so immersive. Like you're sitting there, it's almost like Eminem used to, I mean, I'm sure he does. Back in the day when I listened to Eminem Show and all that, he would have like these skits where he's like waiting outside some girl's house to find out if she's cheating on him or something. And it's what it reminded me of. And it didn't feel silly or stupid, and it just works so well. I loved it. And then we have Banshee, which goes back to being super aggressive and heavy. And to me, I think it has like the most vocal variety. There's just a lot of highs, a lot of lows, a lot of really low lows. And at first I had to check to see if there's a feature, because of all the different vocal stuff going on, it definitely does not sound like the same vocalist, which is super impressive. The lyrics, they could be a little triggering. If you have been through some stuff in life, especially stuff dealing with 1056, if you kind of catch my hint there, this song could be triggering. So stay away from it, because it isn't bashful. It doesn't use metaphors. It is very straight to the point, out in front. And if you get triggered by stuff like this, which there's no shame in it if you do, I would stay away from it, because it is a rough one. I don't get triggered by this stuff, and it was rough still. I mean, it's the things he's singing about. I listened to the song probably 5-6 times, something like that, and it never got easy, especially with the slow, menacing music adding a lot of discomfort to the atmosphere. It's just super dark. It's very dark. I mean, he set out to make some really dark, heavy, deep stuff, and he did it. And this is one of the songs that hits perfectly. And then we have the closing track, the title track, I.O. The clean vocals show off his French accents while he's rapping again. This is honestly the only song I really have an issue with. It's not that it's just like a straight up hip hop song with him rapping. I don't really care that much about that. It's more the context. He takes ownership for his life and his struggles, and he acknowledges that everybody's got problems. You know, like, I mean, I got problems. I'm nobody special in terms of them. Sure, my problems are unique to me, but you guys got problems too, I'm sure, that are either more severe than mine, or they affect you in different ways, or whatever. We all have problems, and he acknowledges that. And life is messed up in one way or another. So he's kind of reiterating everything he said on the previous, 13 songs, but at the same time, he's kind of taking everything back, what he said. And it's just, I don't know. I don't really know the point. It's very like pretentious in a way, but at the same time, self-aware. So he's being pretentious, but he's self-aware of it. I don't know. It feels like a pointless song. I don't know why it was added on here. It's not, like I said, it's not because it's hip hop or whatever he's rapping that I don't like it, because it's really well done. But as far as it just like makes you scratch your head, you're like, why did you write this song? It's like he's basically saying everything's like the other 13 songs are pointless. So yeah, I know there's a lot admittedly to dissect in this record, but I gotta say this band, they don't really bring anything new to the deathcore genre per se, but I will say that they avoid a lot of tropes, which I did enjoy a lot. It is nice to hear something that doesn't sound like every deathcore band. In my Signs of the Swarm review, I did say that is one thing that band does. I do love it. I love tropes, but at the same time, it's really refreshing to not hear that. There are a few deathcore bands that do that nowadays, especially bands that are big and getting really popular. And while the production has cleaned up since they released Downer, it would be nice to hear a little bit more instrumentation, or even just, I don't know, maybe just have a cool riff, because there isn't, I feel like behind the production, there isn't that many cool riffs to really be heard either. So it'd just be nice to hear the instruments doing something as well. So with all that said, I got to give IO by 1056 a 8.3 out of 10. But I want to know what you guys think. I have a feeling most of you will probably think it's better than I thought it was, or at least you'll rate it higher than I thought it was. And judging from this review, you might think it was, I might have given a lower score. But yeah, leave a comment below letting me know what you thought of IO, what you would rate it, what your favorite song is. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like. And if you want to subscribe and ring the bell icon, I'm only like 30 subscribers away from 1,500 subscribers. I know I've never had like a serious, like, come on guys, we can make it, but it'd be pretty cool to hit 1,500 subscribers. It would be, I don't know, something I never thought I would have. 100 subscribers was really, really surprising to me. So it's really cool that I've come this far, and I just want to thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to listen to me sit here and talk about music. And I hope you have a good rest of your day or night whenever you have me watching this, and I'll talk to you guys next time.